Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about solving inequalities using addition and subtraction. So this is your day 2 notes for your inequalities. So basically all you are doing for this particular section is you're just solving a one-step equation like you normally would. It's just now instead of an equal sign, you're gonna see an inequality right here in between. Okay, so that's like the only thing that's different. You're solving the equations the same exact way. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so with the first one, you have to think to yourself, all right, how do I get x by itself? So I am going to add 5 to both sides, and you are left with x is less than 2. In order to check your step, what you're going to do is take this same exact equation, but instead of the x, you're going to substitute in your 2. So you would have 2 minus 5, and that should equal negative 3. 2 minus 5 will give you negative 3, and that's your answer. So that's how you would do the check step. The graph it, since you guys learned in day 1, whenever there is not an equal to sign underneath your inequality, it is an open dot. So we have an open dot on 2, and all of your x values are going to be less than 2. So you're going to shade and then put a little arrow right there. Oops. So take a second, pause the video, try the next one on your own, and then resume. You guys are ready. Okay, so you guys should have resumed the video. I'm just going to go through these next few relatively quickly. So I'm just going to add 6, 6, you get y greater than negative 1. I'm going to check it. Negative 1 minus 6, 7. Negative 1 minus 6 is negative 7. Oops, put an equal sign. Negative 7 equals negative 7. You are good. So open dot on negative 1, and your y values are greater, and then put your arrow. I know mine looks a little messy, but try to do it as neat as possible. So then next page, I'm going to add 3.8 to both sides. You're left with b is less than or equal to 5.5. I'm going to check it, rewrite this equation. 5.5 minus 3.8 equals 1.7. Do the math. 1.7 equals 1.7. All right, you are good. Since this one has an equal to sign under it, it's going to be a closed dot on 5.5. Just draw your best on drawing it in between the 5 and the 6. And since the b is less than, it's all the numbers to the left. Shade and draw an arrow. All right, next one. I'm going to add 1/4 to both sides. So this one's a little bit different because remember, whenever you're adding fractions, you have to have a common denominator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the negative 1/2. So the denominator is 4. And then negative 1/2 is equal to negative 2/4. So now I'm left with negative 2/4 plus 1/4, and that will give me a negative 1/4. So negative 1/4 is greater than z. Once again, I'm going to check. So negative 1/2 equals, plug in for z, negative 1/4 minus 4th. Negative 1/4 minus 1/4 is a negative 2/2. And we know that will reduce to negative 1/2. Divide the numerator and denominator by 2. So you have an open dot on negative 1/4. So just kind of do your best right there. And then you are going to shade to the left because all your z values are less than negative 1/4. Don't forget your arrow. Okay, so now we're on example 2. So now we're going to solve using subtraction. So if it is a positive 14, you are going to subtract 14 on both sides so you can get your x by itself. 13 minus 14 is -1. If I'm ever going too fast, you guys can just pause the video periodically. But this is pretty basic stuff, kind of combining some of the things that we've done before. Rewrite this. 13 equals, instead of x, you're plugging in -1. -1 plus 14. So 13 equals 13. All right, you are good. However, though, it is a closed dot because we have that equal to sign. Closed dot on -1. All your x values are greater than -1. If you are ever unsure as to what direction you are shading in, you could see, okay, what number could I put in for x that would make it a true statement? So for example, if you were to say 3, 3 is greater than -1. 7, 7 is greater than -1. -5 is not greater than -1. So you can try plugging in numbers if you're ever confused on how to put it in. Okay, so the next few you're going to do on your own. Hit the pause video, or not the pause video, the pause button, and then resume after you guys have completed it. All right, so you guys should be checking your work now. Once again, I'm going to kind of go through these relatively quickly. -10 plus 7 will give you a -3. Check my step, rewrite my equation. -3 minus 7 equals -10. -3 minus 7 is -10. -10 equals -10. We're good. All right, close dot because we have that equal to sign. Close dot on -3. Our W is our variable, so all values that are greater, or sorry, excuse me, less than -3. So you're going to shade to the left, and then don't forget your arrow. Try to make it neater on your paper. It's kind of hard to show you on the computer. Okay, next one. We want D by itself, so we are adding 10. -7.5 plus 10 will give you, 2.5. Oh, that's a little over. 2.5 greater than or equal to D. Check your set. -7.5 equals, set of D, you're going to plug in 2.5 minus 10. 2.7 minus 10 will give you -7.5. Okay, so let's plot it once again. Close dot, we have that equal to sign, so -7.5. So this one might be a little bit trickier, or sorry, excuse me, 2.5. So 2.5, so there's 2, 2.5. All values are less than. Oops, make sure you see your circle. Try just to get in the middle as possible. Okay, last one for on your own. To get x by itself, I'm going to subtract 3/4. Let's get it down a little bit more. You're left with x is greater than. However, though, in order to do this, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just keep that 1 right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this 1/2 into an improper fraction. So the first thing I'm going to do is, so 1/2, 1 and 1/2 as an improper fraction. So you think to yourself, so that would be 3/2. And then now I need to make a common denominator because you cannot do 3/2 minus 3/4. So I'm going to make that a 4. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. So now I have 6/4 minus 3/4, which once again will give you 3/4. So whenever you don't have the same denominator, you have to make one. Or if it's a mixed number, always make it to an improper fraction. Okay, let's check our set. So we have 3/4. I'm rewriting this equation. Plus 3/4 equals 1 and 1/2. 3 plus 3 is 6. How many times does 4 go into 6? That is once. 2 left over. And I know I can reduce the 1/2 or the 2/4 to 1/2. And they equal each other. We are good. So you have an open dot on 3/4, and all the x values are greater. Perfect. All right, now time for the real life application problem. So a person can be no taller than 6.25 feet to become an astronaut pilot for NASA. Your friend is 5 feet 9 inches tall. Write and solve an inequality that represents how much your friend can grow and still meet the requirement. So the first thing I'm going to do is I just want to figure out what 6.25 feet is. That 2.5, I want to convert that to inches just to see what the tallest can be. And what you would do is you know that they're in 1 foot, there is a total of 12 inches. So basically, this denominator, or not denominator, this decimal is going to be out of 12. So you have to think to yourself, excuse me, what is 25% of 12? And that would be 3. If you want to write that down, you can. So what I did was I found out what 0.25% of 12 was, and that was 3. So therefore, I know this is 6 feet 3 inches. And then with this one, I'm going to convert that to a decimal just so I can see both forms. It'll make more sense whenever we do the inequality. So with this one, what I'm going to do is, since I know there's 12 inches in a foot, I'm going to put, so I have 5 feet, and then I have 9 inches over 12 inches, because I know there's 12 inches in a foot. Convert that to a decimal. The 5 is your whole number. 9 divided by 12 will give you 0.75. So the feet will always be your whole number, and then the decimal will always be your inches. And then your decimal, your numerator is whatever inches they give you, and then your denominator will always be 12. So what I'm going to do is they tell you that your friend, it says you can be no taller. So you could be 6.25 inches or 6 feet and 3 inches, but you can't be any taller than that. So I know that my x either has to be less than or equal to 6.25. And we're going to use decimals within this particular equation just because it makes it easier to work with. So I know if you are 5, I'm going to use this right here, 5.75 plus x, how many inches you can grow, less than or equal to 6.25. Solve, subtract 5.75, subtract 5.75. You're left with x is less than or equal to 0.5, or that was also known as 6 inches. Okay, you guys try the next one on your own. Try your best, pause it, and resume. Okay, you guys should resume now. It's basically the same problem you're using up top. Your cousin is 5 feet 3 inches tall. You're writing an inequality to see how much they can grow and still meet the requirement. So first thing I'm going to do, 5 feet 3 inches over 12 inches. 3 divided by 12 is 0.25. So if you are 5.25 inches, how many more inches you can grow? That's represented by x, but it has to be less than or equal to 6.25. I'm going to figure out, how many more inches I could grow. So I'm going to solve this inequality, and that will give you 1. And 1 is just the same thing as saying 1 foot. Okay, so now your day 2 homework will be passed out in just a second. Try your best, and I'll see you guys later.